corpse. Look, the light just came out. I've got to change my lights. Hang on a second. I literally look like Madam Death all of a sudden. Hang on a second. Let me take those down a bit. Let me see how that works. How's that? Hey! Now I actually look like I have blood in my body. Mark Trays, for fuck's sake. Dougie Nixon, mate. There you are. Why do I feel like I've been away forever? I know why. Because we didn't actually Sue, darling, my darling sister Sue, who I am missing so much. So it feels MC Cairns, you're in for a treat, darling. You are in for a treat because, you know, I basically was in the studio. Did you enjoy the look around the studio? Because, my dear friends, let me see who's coming on. Dawn, hello. Kate, darling. So this week, you know, it's Mardi Gras, or should we say Yardi Gras, mate? Yardi Gras. Why am I doing it with an Australian accent? Because Doug Nixon's on, and I think my dear friend, the fabulous Dave Blankhorn, might be on. Joel, mate. Joel. Who's that? Bowie. So actually, I do believe that this whole week is going to be dedicated to Yardi Gras. Now, when I say that, well, I'll fill you in later, but basically what it is that people, I'm glad you enjoyed the studio tour because I'm going to do more of it. And this week, I'm going to be out and about all week and doing a special for Wednesday of Yardi Gras. What Yardi Gras is what happens when people of New Orleans, and there's no fucking city like this in the world, when they don't have their Mardi Gras, what do? They make their houses into floats instead. Oh, of course. Why, of course you would. I mean, for fuck's sake. So, I've got a lot of very, very funny things to show you, including a full Brontosaurus Rex in a top hat on St. Charles. We've got circuses, we've got everything. There are thousands of house floats. And tonight, I'm going to, let me see, it's Floats in the Oaks, where we're basically going to be driving through. This is the way you do it during the pandemic, during COVID. You drive through City Park and you see some of the greatest floats on either side of you. Just drive through it. It's the way to do it. This city is incredible. These people will not give up on their traditions, their joys, the things that make life worth living. And now I'm going to talk to you about basically things that make life worth living, or rather don't. I've had quite the existential week, I have to say. Tell me if you agree. I think you all do. And this is what's so great about doing it this way. I can actually see if you agree or go, no, fuck off. No, you're wrong. But here's the thing. What this COVID is doing for me, and what it did this week, is it made me, and it has this effect, I think, upon creative people a lot of the time, because, you know, a lot of what we do is all smoke and mirrors. You know, as you saw in the studio, that's what it's really like. That's the grunt work. That's the hard work. But what we basically like to show, the thing that you get to see, is smoke and mirrors and the glamour, and isn't it all great and fantastic? No, it's a fucking schlep. It's hard work. It's grunt and grind. It's unglamorous as you can get. And it's the thing that somehow makes us all feel, as in people doing it, somehow like you're doing something that matters, that's important. You've got meaning in life. That's it. And what's happened is, not just musicians, I think all of us, but those of us who can't work, or work is very different and interaction is very different, we don't have that same sense of purpose. We don't have that same delusional attitude that what we're doing actually matters a fucking can of beans, because it doesn't. Because ultimately, just like every other animal on the planet, we're here, we exist, we're in the moment. That's what I'm trying to learn from my dogs. They got it right. They shit all over the place and do all sorts of marvelous things, have a great life and sleep with their mum, not in the biblical sense. They have a marvelous life, and I am so wrapped up, like all human beings, with, I must have meaning, I need to know that I'm something important, that I've had an effect. Well, guess what? I'm very lucky I get to do music, so in that way, here you and I are doing this. This is as much as it matters. This is what counts. This is the shtummy. This is the thing. But ultimately, it's one of those things that COVID, I think, has affected in all of us, is that sense of what the fuck, why, what is it all about? We're all looking at our own navels. We're in the moment. We're looking at ourselves. We're figuring it out. You know, I'm figuring out, and I hope you understand what I'm talking about. How unimportant most of the shit I thought was unbelievably life-shatteringly important is. It's not. It's fucking not. So I'm going to start with the song about this that I just wrote this morning. Yes, I did. Having collected my thoughts and thought a lot about this yesterday and been thinking about it a lot. All the things that we do to make ourselves feel important and special, like there's a point to our lives. Yeah, and there is. It's called life. And joy. And friends and love and family and music and sharing. The rest of it, you know, here we go. So, what I'm going to share with you right now is a new song called Hinterland. Pray for me. I think you might all be feeling this a little bit this way. Alone in my head, I'm trying to understand what it all means, all the plans and the dreams here in this hinterland. I'm running out of fear. I sit with myself, just like the rest of us, here in this hinterland. Yes, I'm wondering who I want to be. Out on the edge, I'm starting to, alone with my head, I'm starting to understand just how little it means, those distractions and dreams. It scares me, the things I am feeling. Here in this hinterland. I would say that could be the most existential song I've ever written in my life. Kate, thank you so much. It's just, yeah. It's as existential as I can probably get, or maybe, it's that thing of having to look at yourself in the face, really look at what you thought was important versus what is important, what was, what is, and what isn't going to be for a while. Those marvelous distractions. Thank you so much, Sue. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. Now, I wanted to start with this one because, here's the other side to the beauty, or rather the horror of sitting there looking at your navel and getting all introspective and existential, is the fact that what it has done for many of us in this COVID is it has, and I hear this all the time for people, it's happened with Harry and me, I've heard it from couples and from families, the ability, or rather the opportunity for people to actually be together and to get closer because what else is there? This is a big deal. This is something else that has come with this time. And so I think I wanted to end on something. I'm only doing 2 songs today just because I put myself into the task of writing that song and I just had to do it, so apologies. But the upside of it is how it's brought people together, or rather made them reevaluate and revalue what they have, the people, their relationships. It really brings it back to that. For many of us, people who haven't spent very much time with each other, with all the distractions. So I decided that I was going to take this request. Now, who was it that requested this one? It's a bloody good idea, bloody good request. I've done it. And the way that I read it, my reading, the way that I'm feeling it, the way that I'm singing it, is quite simply of people making the best of a situation, dancing through life, or rather dancing through these times, because God knows if you don't, if you don't get close, if you don't feel that feeling, then you're really lost. So here is my version of the fabulous David Bowie classic, Let's Dance. I've got no blood in my body, have I? So let me see if I look better now like this. Hang on a second. Is that better? Yes. Well, a little bit. Here we go. Thank you so much. Boy, did I love doing that. It was a bit of a tricky one, I have to say. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you, Mark. Now, it just seemed the right thing, you know? It just seemed, hey, Stephanie. Hi, David. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you all so much. It just felt right. It just felt right, Mike Waddington. It just did, because it's just that thing of finding the other way of coping, you know, finding ways of coping. And one of them, of course, is to remember who you're with and who is in your life and getting to know them again. And I mean that seriously. I think most people with families and husbands and girlfriends and lovers and boyfriends and everything else, it's like you kind of forget who you are when it's like busy all the time. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a sort of, it's freedom and it's feeling trapped all at the same time and a bit lost. But hey, we're all navigating our ways through this as best we can. So I just felt like I wanted to do those kind of songs today. I was in a very introspective mood. I nearly did Bloody Peggy Lee's Is That All It Is? And then I realised how fucking depressing that song is when she talks about, and in my last breath, and I'm on my deathbed, and I know I will say, is that all there is? I thought that was too much. Even I couldn't cope with that. I just couldn't. So it's a short and sweet one this week, but I do want to say a quick, let me just reach out, because I haven't had a proper chance, and I didn't in the studio, and it all froze a bit, so I couldn't see any of you, so I want to actually come close and see you, and look like Morticia still. Oh my gosh, yeah, stumbling through lockdown. It's true, because it's sort of, oh my God, I think when they talk about the mental illness of all of this, it's something I know a lot about, as you all know. But I think it's that existential thing where you're looking at yourself. You're so present, it's almost painful. You're so present. You're so looking at yourself, your life. No one knows what the future holds. No one knows what tomorrow holds. No one knows what this afternoon holds. And in a situation like that, you tend to just, you're just thinking. You're ruminating. You're thinking. You're really in that place where you've got a lot of things to think about and no fucking distractions. I think that's the point. And that's what I meant by Hinterland. It's sort of like, oh my God, I'm here in this place. It's not really limbo. It's real, but they've taken away the distractions that make us forget that we're just mortals. We're just little mortals wibbling around the planet, trying to feel worthy and important, like we're doing something special. Anyway, so I hope those were a nice couple of satisfying songs for the day. But and I want to thank you so much, as always, for giving me the incentive to start a day like today, where I really did feel like shit, and I was in that place of contemplative fucking blues up my own arse, and no pun intended, obviously, but that was quite literal. But I was, thinking, God, on a day like today, it is so amazing to be able to actually just look at the list of your requests, and I'm going to look at them again. And keep doing them, and please add more and bring more to the plate, please, for mine and others. It was such a great lifesaver to be able to not only write a new song, but to be able to look at the David Bowie song. So I want to thank you so much for that. And I love taking you around the studio, and I'm going to also love taking you around the streets of New Orleans this Wednesday. But here's the thing that I've been thinking very seriously about, with Facebook and everything. We love it to bits, but there are problems, as a lot of us are finding with streaming sound-wise, that we're all coming across. So I am going to encourage you and ask you, please, because who knows what's going to happen with Facebook Live. I don't know. I think they're very not sure about it. If there's somebody from Facebook wants to talk to me, that'd be great. But ultimately, I would say as a great idea is to actually start going to my YouTube channel and liking and subscribing. Hello, and ringing the fucking bell, because I'm going to actually start adding footage of Aretha and Franklin, things that happen on a daily basis with them. Yes, they just chat on the library carpet. I'm sure you wanted to see that. But anyway, a lot of fun that is. So just because it was there and there was lots of books, so interesting. I think Aretha always likes to take a poo when she sees a good book. Either that or read it. So the book. So I find myself wanting to add more and more things, and I'm going to do it on the YouTube channel. So that's the place I believe that we should be all directing for fuck's sake, coming in future. I am finally going to be able to do switcher and to do multiple cameras and to do videos. So that's going to be one of the reasons why I'm going to be out and about in New Orleans this week, sharing Yardi Gras with you. You are in for such a fucking treat. Let me tell you, for fuck's sake, the people of New Orleans have done something extraordinary at a time when we all need to see something that makes us smile, makes us laugh, makes us feel human, makes us remember that actually there's so much wonderful beauty and joy out there. So thank you, New Orleans, and I'm going to share that with you and everyone who's watching throughout the world, because there's nothing else like it. So check that out. I'll be doing lots of live Facebooks and lots of live YouTubes coming up this week. I will see you on Wednesday, but you know the drill until then. Yes, you do. Masks, at least 6 feet, because that dreaded British strain and the Brazilian strain and the South African strain, they're all coming fast and sharp. Here they come. Take good care of yourselves. We're all struggling along, not knowing what the fuck is going on and what to do. So let's all remember this, that we're all just bumping into the furniture every day. I love you dearly, and I will see you all on Wednesday. This has been the Sunday edition of For Fuck's Sake with me, your much happier hostess right now than I was about half an hour ago, Judith Owen. Love you guys. See you Wednesday. Mwah! Coming in. There's the YouTube. There you go, guys. There you go. Diolch, darling. Diolch.